What up, y'all? Welcome back to the Wiley Life Dating Chris. My God, I love this series. Like, I have so much to say, so many things on my mind. So today's video, we're talking about what love is. There are elements to what I call true unconditional love. A lot of people, I believe, they think they're in love, but it's an infatuation. They're infatuated, or they're in love with the ideal of the person. But there are key things that I know that shows you, or can tell you, or you can identify in your partner that there's true love. And we're about to talk about that right now on Dating Chris. We out here in these streets. Look, no matter what you think, no matter what you can come up with, there's one way to truly know, ultimately, out of all the reasons that I'm about to identify with you, there's one thing that allows you to understand what love is and to show a certain type of love for somebody. And that's being connected to the one who is love. Scriptures say it like this: God is love. You know, He's love. So how can you truly love somebody if you're not connected to the source of love? So that's just one thing. That's just from my spiritual belief. I believe that the only way to really truly know what love is to be connected to the Creator. And if the Creator created us, He created us for a reason. Even though we don't necessarily follow His tenets and follow His natural order, we tend to go against His natural orders, but yet He still loves us enough to keep us on this earth. But anyways, I want to talk about how you're going to identify true love and true characteristics within the one you're with, your spouse, your babe, your boyfriend, girlfriend, however. So here's one of mine. Let me look at my notes here, my notes. Love allows you to have no expectations. Now, I know a lot of people are like, what? Because one of the things that you are told in marriage counseling is that you got to have expectations, you got to have goals, you have to have this and this, and those are all good. But when you're truly in love, there is no need for an expectation. You take that person for who she is, who he is, flaws and all, and you're willing to build, you're willing to enhance those things that are great about the person and help change the things that are not great about that person. That's true unconditional love. When you're willing to say, hey, I know your flaws. And you know what? I don't like that, but I'm willing to work with you. I'm willing to deal with it. I'm willing to walk with you to make sure that those things are greater and better and get better. And then you want to enhance what they already have. Sometimes we can be like, well, I want you to be like this and I want you to be like that. But how can you truly love somebody when you want somebody to be something other than who they are? But if you want them to change, you know, people change with years, period. Love allows you to walk that journey with them. Number two on the love list, on my love list. Love does not necessarily allow you to be a victim or to play a role as a victim or point out or give the blame on somebody. To play the victim role or put the blame. It doesn't have any blame. When you're truly in love with somebody, when it's unconditional, every problem, every good thing, it's both of you guys'. If I'm wrong, you're wrong. If you're wrong, I'm wrong. How do we fix it? One of the things that I really like about this number two is because sometimes we don't have great relationships because we don't necessarily think about to resolve. We had this issue. Sometimes we hash on the issue and we never come to resolve. how are you going to come to resolve? And all you want to do is hash on the issue. Well, why you did it? Why this? And then, that was wrong. We're arguing about what was wrong with the situation and who has the wrong perspective about it. Is that really true love? Because true love wants you to work together. True love makes you say, okay, this happened. I don't like it. You don't like it. So what we're going to do is we're going to work hard to figure out what we need to do to make this better. It's just something that works together. We take responsibility together. It allows us to see each other's flaws as the journey that we have to go through. It allows us to see each other's mistakes as a journey that we have to go through and to become a better person. You know what I'm saying? Even though people make mistakes, if that person is earnestly trying to grow with you, then why hold that to them? You know, forgiveness, love allows you to forgive. That's just my opinion. Number 3 on this list, love, unconditional love is freedom. Freedom in a marriage. Freedom in a marriage, freedom in a relationship. Let me show you what I mean by that. Love allows you to let go of things. And bear with me, because some of y'all are like, what? Sometimes you can love somebody so much, but understand that, hey, we're not happy together. And I'm going to take this spin because a lot of you guys already know that I used to be married and I was divorced. My wife wanted a divorce. And because I truly unconditionally loved her, I said I was willing to let her go without a fight. Most people, they fight and they fight over things, they fight over possessions, they want to stick it to you because, oh, you're divorcing me. But if you truly love somebody and you can see that that person is not happy with the situation or don't want to be in a situation, you're going to let go, and you're going to let go easily. Because at the end of the day, you should love that person enough to say, I want you to be happy, and if that's not with me, then it's not with me. And the thing is, if that love returns, then it returns back. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But you have to be okay with that. You have to be so in love, so unconditionally in love, that you allow that person to make their decisions, to make their mistakes, and let those mistakes and decisions make them to who they are. Because if you truly just want somebody to grow into who they are, when they want to do something, you're going to allow them to do something. If that's not the path you want to go on, then you have to let go. It's almost like okay. A lot of people think I was crazy because I was so nonchalant about letting my ex-wife go. And I'm gonna tell you like this. I was hurt. I was, you know, sad. I mean, I really felt like she was the one for me. And she might as well. And I believe that God had put us together. But because in that season, whatever changed in her or changed in the situation of what we were doing, we decided that, well, she decided she wanted to part. And I was able to say, okay, I want you to be happy. So I let her go freely and willing. And I was able to move on and get over her quickly because I had already made the choice to say, I'm going to let her go. I'm going to let you be free because that's what you want. Love allows you to give a person what they want. And it's funny thing is some people think that if you're truly in love and say you're having issues in your relationship and there are unresolved issues and these issues keep arising, keep coming up, and they're never resolved. And sometimes people are like, well, if you love, it'll work out, and love will work out. No, sometimes love says, now y'all know y'all not compatible. So why are you staying with that person? Because if I truly love you, I don't want you to be in a relationship where you're bickering or fighting and you can't enjoy being in it. That's not true love. If I unconditionally love you, then I know that if we're not compatible, if we're not working, then that is something that we have to make a decision and say, hey, let's part ways so that what's left of a true friendship is not destroyed. I always tell people like this. If you don't work out in a relationship, change the nature of your relationship and be friends. If you can't be friends, then you never loved you in the first place. That's how I feel about it. Now, this next one is a doozy. It's a doozy because a lot of people have different perspectives about this. And love, to me, true unconditional love casts out jealousy. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of people think that it's good to be jealous. You know, sometimes I think some jealousy is fun. I think it's fun. It spices. But true jealousy, love does not allow you to be jealous. Because one, love is confidence. When you truly love somebody, you're confident. No matter, and this is funny because it even goes back with the video I did last about perspective. Love allows your perspective to be different no matter what things look like, no matter what you feel. True love allows you to see a different perspective than what you think and feel. It allows you to give your spouse or the person that you're with the benefit of the doubt. And there's no jealousy. Man, and I'm going to tell you a story in my past relationship. And I always refer to my ex-wife because that was my longest relationship. It was because I'm very, very, picky about being married. And it took me a while to get married because, you know, there were certain things that need to be placed, certain things to be right. So that's why I bring that up a lot about my experience, in being married, because that was my most in-depth experience in a relationship, and I learned a lot from it. So don't think that I'm still in like all over my ex-wife. I'm just it was a learning experience, and I want to help somebody with it. But I remember a story when I was with my ex-wife where she worked at the VA hospital, and there was this guy who came in and was training her. Right, so I walk in, he's linked all on her desk, flirting and woo, just going completely in. And I thought it was funny because, you know, I'm like this. I actually really, really like to watch another guy flirt with my wife. Now, I know y'all thinking that's weird. Now, I don't think I'm weird. But it allows me to take a step back and appreciate what I have. Like, yo, my wife is fine. Like, these dudes be at her. Like, that makes me feel good. You know, like, that my wife is so beautiful, her personality is beautiful, her spirit's so beautiful that other people is like, yo, I want this, even though they can't have it. But he was flirting with her and everything. And I didn't feel any type of jealousy, any type of way. I wasn't mad at him or her. I was just like, I walked in, you know, and he looked a little nervous. My ex-wife at the time, when she was my wife, she laughed because she already knew. She probably knew what I was thinking. So then I was like, I came in because it was during lunchtime. We were gonna go to lunch or whatever, and then I was like, okay. And I told her, hey, y'all continue to do what y'all was doing. I'm gonna go out here. And I think he kind of felt weird because when I glanced at him, he kind of had this look on his face, like, oh my God, what just happened? So I say this to tell you, like, true love doesn't allow you to be jealous, because the thing is, if you're confident in your relationship, true love allows you to be confident in your relationship. And if you know that that person truly loves you back the same way, then what are you worried about anybody else for? That's how I feel. I know that my woman's coming home to me. That's all I need to worry about. Until she don't, then what am I worried about? Love has no fear. There's no need to be fearful when you're in love. When you're truly in love, you have unconditional love. Fear is pretty much not even a problem. And I'm gonna tell you this. This is crazy because one thing I love about truly being in love with somebody, and when true love hits you, when unconditional love hits you, sometimes it's unexpected. Like, there's no time limit on true love. And this is one of the things that people need to understand. Like, you can find true love in a moment, in a second. First meeting somebody, then boom, you're in love. I believe at love at first sight because love is a spiritual thing. It's a connection. True love happens first spiritually, mentally, and then the physical part comes later. Obviously, if the woman is beautiful, you're going to notice that. But a true love connection comes spiritual first. That's one thing I've always known about true love. It comes spiritual first. So love takes away a lot of fears. And it's funny, when you're truly in love, there's nothing you wouldn't do for that person. There's nothing that will keep you from being with that person or taking care of that person or doing what you need to do to make sure that you and that person is okay. I've seen people who were so in love where they dropped everything they've done. Everything. I mean, had success in the area, dropped everything, they left and went to where that person was. That's true love. And I'm talking about without no fear, didn't know if they were going to have a job, didn't know if they was going to have something out there, but just dropped everything to make sure that he was around that person. And he made things happen. Even when he moved to where she was, he became even more successful. So love allows no fear, and that's not just in the relationship. That's with decision making in your life. That's with career goals and stuff like that. When you're truly in love, it does something to your spirit that allows you to be a lot more bolder in who you are and a lot more confident and not fearing your quality and your worth, your skills and stuff like that. True love does that. So it takes away fear, you know. Okay, this next one. This is like the holy grail. And I say this a lot. Truly a lot of times, a lot of people don't realize that when you're in love, see, this is the funny thing. Love is not something people need. It's something that people want. There's a difference between a need and a want. A necessity becomes a chore. Having to need something can become a chore. Like, I need this person. So it's like, if you need this person and say you fall out of love, then you're like burdened because you need this person. I'm like, yo, without this person, I'm stuck. So dang, now I'm stuck in this relationship that I don't really want to be in. God, love is a want. One of the biggest ways of showing somebody that you truly love them and you're truly in love with them is to show them that you don't need them. See, somebody sideways looked at me like, ugh. No, literally, think about this. I'm my own man, she's her own woman. What do I need her for? I have my own money. I supposedly have my own money, supposedly have my own car, own house. I can get everything that I need in life. I can survive. What is it that I truly need her for? It's not for love, because love comes in so many different forms. You get love in friendships, you can get love from family, stuff like that. So even if you had kids or you're divorced and you have kids or whatever, you get love for your kids. There's love everywhere. So what do you need her for? Remember, love is not sexual. It's not that either. Love is love. Being in love is in love. Has nothing to do with sex. Has nothing to do with lust or anything into that effect. So think about, how do you need love? You don't. It's you want it. There's a difference between needing it and wanting it. Needing it requires you to do things that are outside your character. Wanting it requires you to do things that are within your character. See what I'm saying? Wanting it means that I have nothing to prove. So, because if I lose you, that doesn't change love. Needing, if you love somebody in a needy way, then that means you have something to lose. So then you start doing things that are outside your character. That's what I mean by that. When you want it, it doesn't matter, because you may want it, but you can get it other places. So you seek out love when you want it, and whom you want it with. Like, I want love, but it may not necessarily be with this person. I might want a certain type of love with this person. I might want a deeper love with this person. When you want love, you go get it, and you go get it from the person that you want to be with, not need to be with. So that's the holy grail of everything. You want to know if somebody really loves you? Find out if they love you because they need you, or they love you because they want you. And when somebody wants you, that's a whole nother ball game. This next one is kind of cliches. I think everybody should know this one. Love is action, not just feeling. One of the things that we all have realized is that the high feeling of love, when you first fall in love with somebody, first really love and really like and dig and there's this feeling of euphoria. There's this high, this cloud nine high, and that high allows you to show it beyond measure. It's extra. It does more than you're normally doing because it's new. And this is why I hate when people was like, you used to do this, what changed? Yo, idiot. When it's a new relationship, when you're new in love, yes, you're going to do a lot extra more. You're going to do a lot more extra or whatever. You know what I'm talking about. You're going to do more stuff than you normally do. After a while, it's going to die down. That does not mean that he doesn't love you. That does not mean she doesn't love you. It's just the high, the cloud nine is gone. So guess what? You have to work harder, because once you get used to somebody and you're used to loving on them, you're like, oh, you should know I love you. But you can't assume that the person knows that you love them all the time. So that's when your love has to beget your actions. Because once the euphoria is done and just the newness is down after you had done everything, because it seems like a lot of people do all of their major romancing in the beginning when the love is new. That's just the human psyche, because when you're high, you do things. It's like when you're on a drug. When you're smoking weed, you feel invincible, right? I know I did. But anyways, yeah, man, I can jump through this wall right now, dude. Like, you want to see me knock this wall down? And bust my head all on the side of the wall. But anyways, but when you high, you tend to do more things. You tend to do more romantic things. So when the high is gone, what do you do to show that person that love is still the same, although it seems like my actions change? That means that your love should make you think about your actions. Your actions might be a little bit more subtle, but those little subtle things have to have some type of in-depth meaning, which makes them bigger. Because after a while, once the high dies down, by that time you'd have been in a relationship for a while. You should know the woman you with. You should know the man you with. You should know how they are, what they like, what they want, and what their needs, what all this stuff is. And then the things, the romantic gestures that you do, and the things that you do to show them that you love will mean a lot more, although they're not as frequent as it was when you were in the euphoria stage of love. Yo, this was part one of how do you know that you're truly in love, or how you know that somebody's truly in love with you. This is part one of it. I don't want this video to be too long, so hey, make sure you subscribe. If you like this video, subscribe to my YouTube, like my Facebook page, follow me on all of my social medias, which is down here in the description. And converse with me. Matter of fact, leave your comments here. Let me know what you think about some of the things I said. If you want to add some points on there, go ahead and add some points. Matter of fact, if you feel like you want to do a video to respond to this, do that and put it within put it on the YouTube, put it within the comments so I can look at it. Maybe I'll feature it on my next video. We might do a collab or whatever. I like doing collabs with people, you know. So let's do that. Just make sure you share. Man, I want everybody to hear what I gotta say, and I want everybody to comment. Doesn't mean that I'm always right. I'm just saying these are just my perspective. That's why this is called Dating Chris. So with that, I'm out. We out here in these streets.